See ya did it.
No randoms.
Here, welcome to episode number 46 of the No Randoms podcast. So far, haven't got a number wrong. We are flowing. How's it going, my boyos? You know where we start every week. What have you been playing? Anton, what have you been playing this week?
You know what, man? Just a lot of the same. I want to say, actually, I'm sorry, I mixed it up. I checked out that Loooong, the Fallen Dynasty game on
Right.
Xbox Game Pass. That's been a lot of fun. I've been getting my ass kicked on that game, like worse than Elden Ring. Anything I could possibly like on some Demon Souls type shit. Like I'm struggling past the intro, but it's a lot. It's honestly a lot of fun. It's a lot of like pairing and like counterattacking mechanics, fighting, and all that. So I don't know, it's fun.
It's a beautiful
getting
game.
a little into it. You checked it out?
Oh yeah. I haven't played it, but I've heard about it for a long time. I know it recently got put out, but it's like Dark Souls, like hard like Dark Souls. It's not like Elden Ring. It's like actually hard.
Yeah, it's
Hard,
very
yeah.
hard. Yeah, it's very hard.
The lore behind it is cool too, no?
Yeah, it's deep. It's. I'm still kind of learning a lot about it. It's what's Jerry told me. It's kind of like those Dynasty Warrior games, like a Dynasty Warrior
Oh.
Souls type
Mm-hmm.
merger.
Oh, see, now you're speaking my language. That's my
Yeah.
speed. Dynasty Warriors, we don't talk about that game enough.
Well, yeah, honestly, I don't think we've even mentioned it before. But yeah, so I like a little crossbreed between those, and so I've been kind of getting into that here and there. This was fun.
I might check that out, actually. Honestly, I was going to say, like, yeah, I'm happy you played it then. Happy you got some of that because, who's not going to. But that Dynasty Warriors call at the end, honestly, is like that I'm into. Chad, what about you?
Your boys went on FIFA, and like last week, I told you guys about that space game. So I wanted to take more of like a dive, but not so much in that game. I love like phone games. Like Anton knows, I be playing phone games all the time, and I love games like like there's one that I'm playing right now. It's basically like you start your own like corporation, and you gotta like get your own employees, and you pretty much gotta be like a CEO. And it's like, why can't I just do that in real life? You know what I mean? If I can do it in the game, I can do it in real life, I guess. But that's
just
kind of what
gotta-
I've been playing.
Can I ask you a question? Like a gaming question, like a kind of personal?
Please.
Are you playing more Elon games? Is the company, is it Twitter that you run?
I'm an AI, dude. You can't.
It feels a little bit like you're playing more Elon game. I'm just gonna say that's 2 weeks in a row of you playing full on Elon Musk.
Did you guys hear about? Sorry, kind of pivot in there real quick about the controversies involving.
Controversies? No, what's up?
Yeah, young Elon. Yo, man,
I mean,
What are you doing?
he's got a bunch, but what are the new ones?
the latest one. So apparently, you know how he just be firing people. You know what I mean? Just getting them out of there. Like, yo, you're 86, you're out of here. You don't work
Young
anymore.
Ari Gold.
So apparently, some cat was like tweeting out like, "Hey, I can't log into my computer. What's going on?" Elon basically, long story short, basically came at him and said, "Do you even work here? Let me get your information." The guy verified it. I guess, long story short, he sold his company to Twitter, therefore making him a Twitter employee. And then Elon just went about rampaging, like trashing this guy, like, "Oh, haha, apparently he has muscle dystrophy, yet you're getting these tweets off very fast." And apparently the guy really does have like a muscle
Oh
dystrophy.
wow.
And Elon was like trashing him all over Twitter, like making fun of him. And so everyone's been saying a lawsuit is coming at the boy.
Doth mean.
Probably.
Why
So
so
you-
mean?
Probably just settle it. Honestly, he's like, I mean,
Yeah, they'll probably end
Like-
up settling at some point,
He's
like
like,
it's not
I
a
know
trial
what
or
it is.
anything like that. But that boy's about to get paid. I was just like, come
I
on.
mean, that's
Elon, not
interesting.
the
I
move.
wonder if you can. I mean, can you? Is it illegal to be mean as the boss?
I mean, I'm sure if I mean, if your billionaire boss fires you and then like publicly humiliates you like in front of people and your disease, I mean, in
The
today's
thing that's
society, bro, I'm sure, especially if you actually did have like muscle dystrophy and then he's out here like, ha ha ha, yeah, but you're getting these tweets off fast, aren't you? It's like, come on, dog, you can't be doing
all right. In the
that.
spirit of this being a gaming podcast, I will move it on. But I have more thoughts on that, so I'm gonna catch you after this pod.
Love
I've
it.
been I've been back in the Harry Potters. You know what I'm saying? We've been having a lot of family Harry Potters, so skimming through Harry Potter, Apex, and FIFA, the usuals. Two things though. One, I haven't been playing my PC, and I miss it, which is cool.
I was
I
gonna
didn't
say,
think I've just been busy. You know, we had birthdays and stuff going on, family in town. So I've been on the console, and then I think Harry Potter is pulling away. Or it's funny, we keep calling it Harry Potter, or I do at least, and it's like not Harry. It's a Hogwarts game. Harry Potter has probably been taking that same time that I would normally give to, I think my PC games. So I kind of, I mean, you heard it here first. I kind of miss COD.
hmm
I feel like that's weird for me. I kind of rage on that game all the time, but it's I don't know. I miss it. So I haven't been playing that much, but I did get some time this week to play Roblox, which is interesting. But just spent some more time learning about the whole ecosystem again, like how not like the individual games, but really how the ecosystem works, which I know is kind of different for us. But I spent some time exploring how trading works and learning about the gaps between something like Roblox and something new like the sandbox, right? Like where oh here we go, but where the Web3 gaming kind of stuff is going. But as we're in the middle of kind of figuring out what that looks like, it was fun to. I was asking the kids a bunch of questions about Roblox. Like, wait, so what do you trade and how do you trade it, and can you wear this outfit in this other game? And what how do you grow in the individual game, save your progress, things like that. So I learned a lot about kind of the kids game this week. Have you guys played Anton? Maybe you played some Roblox, right?
that's what I was just getting into. I was like, we didn't talk about this here because I remembered seeing at some point throughout this past. I'm tired. I'm sorry. That someone on Roblox made a Call of Duty, like a version of Call of
I
Duty.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually like very impressive. Like it looked like a good, I mean, basic shooter, and I had no idea. I know that we've talked about like the depth in those games, like that, and well, I guess more so Roblox. But I had no idea that there was like depth in those engines that like you can create such like games within like I don't know. Again, I'm
You
completely on
gonna
the
get
outside of that, so I'm sure it's probably like, well, yeah, no duh. But to see how well that ran and the different maps and how well they did that, I'm like, this is just something you can just log into Roblox and play. Like that's pretty impressive. So I know I need to that was the first thing that kind of made me want to check out Roblox. I had no idea it was that like
ooh.
tailored to an adult audience as well too. I guess I've always seen it as just a kids game.
That's what you're just making me think. Is like you're not even saying from a perspective as like as a parent or from like an academic. You're saying like no, from a gaming perspective. You're like, oh, I might want to play that,
Yeah,
right? And it's interesting that Roblox and Fortnite creative. You watch out because some of the stuff they're building in there is like, whoa. I mean, they're really putting the power in the people, and they're engines to build on, right? Not
yeah,
unlike Unreal Engine, but maybe well, no, certainly simpler to build in. Some of these are growing really fast. It was even interesting. The kids were telling me they were talking about like the people that created some of the games, like they're influencers in and of themselves. Like they were able to tell me their names. I found them on Instagram, and like there are these people that created some of the really. I mean, they're not sophisticated games, right? But they're popular. I think I was saying they have some dress up games where you just kind of like do the rounds of dress up. They like give you I told you before, they give you a prompt. They say like, mermaid princess, and then you go and you can choose from their whole catalog of clothes, and then you put together your best mermaid princess outfit, and then like 10, people walk out on the stage, and then everybody votes on who wins, whatever. And if you win, you get like diamonds from that. But is that currency that exists in that game only? You can use it within that ecosystem, which is interesting in and of itself because that's a game within
yeah.
Roblox, right? And there's like the most rare items, like there's like tiaras and just and like the wings and shit that are like the most rare items that have their own lore and legends there from the spring 2019 drop, or you know what I mean. There's like history in there, but also the creator is like their own personality that the kids know, like they know of this person. They're like, yeah, they're all mad because they're supposed to give an update like a year ago, and we still haven't got version 2, and version 2 is going to offer better trading and exchange. It was like I asked the right question and just unlocked the 12-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
funny.
what it was about. Like I asked one question about the creator, and they just like started giving me all these facts. Like, this is what Dad wants to know. Give me the stuff. So yeah, spent more time than I would have assumed or imagined playing Roblox this week.
Hmm.
Gotta play the hits. You know what I mean? Me and the rest of the world.
Maybe we'll have to jump in, man. See some of them blocky thighs, rocky thighs.
Oh, blocky thighs. That's a throwback. Goodness, like episode 2. Sliding into, you love to see it. I thought, it did pain me a little bit. It kind of hurt, but this was the best thing I saw in gaming all week. So we'll talk about it a little bit. This one comes from, no surprise, maybe the most quoted gamer on this here podcast, from Nick Merckx. He was quoted saying this week, "Keyboards are made for typing emails." Right? Did you guys see that? He said,
Oh yeah.
"Reminder that keyboards are for typing emails. Video games are to be played with a controller." And I thought
Yep.
this is a remarkably poignant statement. It actually got me a little bit, and I was like, "Shit." As somebody who's learning, right? Like that's what I've been working on, is learning mouse and keyboard like actively. Damn, he had a point there. It kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I'm not mad at controller. I'm way better on controller. I'm not like a controller purist. But I felt like he had a really solid point, to be honest. What did you guys think? And this isn't new. He said this before, but it was a solid reminder, at least for me at this specific time. Did you guys see this? And do you feel the same?
Yep. I feel like I've been saying that. At least me. I feel like that's what always kind of made me the outcast on the on the pod. You know what I mean? I tried it before, but I just never. I've always just felt like controller was just the way. It's just too unnatural for me to use a keyboard and like to play, especially now with like the new PlayStation controllers with the haptic feedback and everything in it, and you know what I mean, like the motion around the room. Like you could 360 and feel the vibration. You know what I mean? Like from a controller, like with the sound and the feeling. So it's like I don't need it. It's not as immersive, but I don't know. I felt like I was always on the island about that
I mean,
controller game.
that I do feel like that's pretty fair. But I'm of two minds on it, right? Because I feel like one, it's like, yeah, like controllers were designed specifically for us to use to control video game, like computer games, video games, right? Like I get that. So it's like they should have a natural advantage. But at the same time, like our games are made on computers. Like they're like, you don't build the games on PlayStations or with a controller, right? Like there's at a certain point there's like a porting over of concepts and controls and things like that, where someone has to imagine how to best make these things function on a controller, but they're built with a mouse and keyboard, among other things. So I don't know. Again, I think when I first saw this, I was like, "Damn, Nick, you got a point." But as I've been thinking about it for a second, I don't know. There's so much more you can do with the mouse and keyboard. Like there really is so much more you can do. So I think what I take away from this in total is that we need better controllers. They haven't advanced or evolved. Like the last major update was adding joysticks,
Yeah,
right? Maybe like
the
R3.
paddles. I think then well, honestly, probably the latest ones we've been talking about with
I
the
was
paddles on the back, the new PlayStation 5 Pro or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I don't consider that. I don't consider that like a generational upgrade, because that's like an extras thing, like the mappable paddles. We're old enough to remember the addition of R2 and L2. Remember it? Well, like there's like the old NES controller, then there was Super Nintendo, and that's when you first got the R1 and L1 or whatever. So we remember, we're that old that we remember when they added R2. That was some new shit that came out with PlayStation. I remember the first PlayStation didn't have joysticks. It was just the diagonal directional buttons. So then
Yeah,
PlayStation 2 and the Xbox generation was the first time we went to like the standard gaming controller
the
with
stick.
the
That's
four
right.
buttons, directional buttons, two triggers on each side, and then the two joysticks in the middle. And that was in like 2001.
To be honest, I like the Xbox layout more because the layout for the well, I don't have it in here, but the thumb isn't inside on the Xbox control. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's up on the left, so it's a lot more comfortable. At least in my opinion, it's a lot more comfortable
right.
with the Xbox controller. But yeah, you're
Like
right.
different.
I guess when I think about that, they haven't really changed that, like the mapping of that. then
You just think we'd add so like I mean think about the computer mouse, right? Like think about how much this has changed and how many options we have. These things didn't exist all 20 years ago, maybe most of them actually. Um,
that's why
but
I
there's
jumped to
so much you can
paddles
do.
because paddles is really the only thing I can think of where it can help you in those split decisions, like, and you know what I mean, getting behind cover, reloading, not having to take your hand off the trigger, or the button or whatever. But that's close. Have a pro controller team play a pro mouse and keyboard team.
That's not fair. Then I feel bad for Nick unless it's Nick on the team. I don't know. You know what? I mean, that's the final thoughts on this for me. I do think maybe we'll have to look to something like VR, right? When I think about the evolution of controllers, the only thing I can think of right now, at least, is which is almost universally accepted, right? It's very similar, like PSVR and Oculus or whatever they call it now. They are really similar. Those like weird around your wrist hold 'em circle controller things. You know what I mean? The new VR controllers. The controllers
Oh,
you
oh
have
yeah,
for
yeah.
your
I'm sorry.
Oculus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, wait, what? You don't
What?
have the same one? Maybe I
Sorry,
just did a terrible job of explaining that.
I know. I
But
thought of the Wii stick for a second. Sorry, that's why.
I knew you were thinking of the Wii Stick. What was that old PlayStation? It wasn't VR, but it was like PS
the
Move
the
or something.
yeah. They had the same thing. The little sticks with the little balls on the end.
That was like the old Xbox Connect. Like that era, we just need to forget that era. That's the worst era in gaming. The PS3 Xbox Connect era is bad for we should get out of Oh,
Yo, shout out to Paranormal Activity. I remember that was the first time I saw in a horror movie they incorporated a game. Remember when the monster showed up on the Xbox VR in the living room? It like set off the VR in it.
no, what? Damn, we got mad Blumhouse.
Yeah.
We got all the
Yeah,
Blumhouse shouts. No, I
that's
didn't.
random.
Oh, what movie this guy's seen?
That's it.
Zero movies ever. Not one John Leguizamo movie. He knows about Paranormal Activity from 2011.
Katie.
When did that movie come out? All right, moving on into industry business news. Little Apex heavy this week actually, or EA Respawn rather. Looks like Respawn creative director is leaving after 13 years. This one comes from Game Rant. Game developer and creative director at Respawn Entertainment, Ryan Lastimosa, is officially leaving the studio and EA. The makers of Titanfall and Apex Legends have been going through a tricky period with Respawn cutting down some of its projects to put more focus on its Battle Royale and other projects like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, with the departure of the studio's creative director, the coming months look to be an interesting time for Respawn. Man, they're going through a lot. No, I mean, look, they scrapped Apex Legends Mobile. They took off the single player Apex game that was coming. No more new Titanfall stuff. They are going through it at Respawn. Do you think this is part of a reemerging and a reshifting to focus and get better, or are things in trouble at Respawn?
It's got to be a focus and get better thing. What was that? Trimming the fat, man. I don't know. It's got to be. I feel like the quality of life of those games. Well, I'm excited to see the new Star Wars game. That should be pretty cool. But as for
really
Apex,
hated.
in my opinion, I think it's gotten a lot better.
Is this one Jedi Survivor? Is that like a sequel to that the really slow one? Shad, do you know what's that last one that came out?
That's Jedi, Last Jedi or something like that with that
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order,
a
and then
Fallen
there's a
something.
newer one that just came out. It's
Yeah,
it's like
this
a continuation.
Jedi Survivor, a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Man, I got that game. It did not get great reviews in Jedi Order, and it was so boring. Did you guys play that? I remember talking about it on the pod, but I'm not sure if anyone else
Didn't beat
played it. It might have been Javon.
I played for like 3 hours, and I stopped playing it because there's no fast travel. You can't really do anything. It's like it takes a long time to get the game going. It was honestly just a really boring game. The story's cool, the acting is cool. I think the fact that they're taking actors and putting them in the game is something awesome. But I just think the game is kind of like really bad as far as like a Star Wars fan is concerned. I'm just like, not me. Y'all can play this game.
I gave it like maybe 8 hours because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I really wanted to give it a chance. And you know where it lost me? Do you remember that in the beginning when you're like squeezing through shit. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I had to like squeeze through those little blocks and jump through. It was just like so tedious
All the
to get
puzzles
to
too.
oh yeah, it
Yeah,
was
like
all the weird puzzles, and it was so much not. I mean, again, doesn't need to be all fight heavy. There was so much time not fighting or developing story. It was just like I don't know. Maybe they were really focused on like honing your force powers. I guess I could see how that makes sense if the game is really focused on that journey of developing as a Jedi. If that makes sense, right? Like you can imagine,
Mhm.
like I think of the movie montage scene, like the Rocky montage that every movie has, where they cut away and you're like, da, 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 going through transformation. It's like that, but like the slow version. Like there's a
Very
reason they
slow,
skip over that
stretched
part.
out for like 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's a reason they skip that part in the movies. It's like very tedious and repetitive, and it's like a slow burn to just acquire all your Jedi skills. Um,
And apparently Vader was only in it for like 2 minutes too at the end.
yeah, I mean, Star Wars fans have been through enough. Disney bought our shit. The best thing we've got in the last like 15 years is Baby Yoda. At least we have Pedro Pascal. I mean, he's not at his best. We can't even see him, but he's in there. So
Now Battlefront 2 is pretty fun. I gotta give that game some hype. That game is fun.
I stand corrected. You're right. Battlefront is still the shit. I still love Battlefront. Let me
Yeah,
get Battlefront in VR, boyos.
yeah, that'd be fun. And I was gonna say the only thing about those games that they really sell me on, and I don't know, maybe it's kind of is the sound. I feel like noise. You know what I mean? Like it's so good. The music in it, the little pew pew pew, like like the effects and everything. Like they all. If there's any positive to those games, I feel like that's the. I'll give them that.
Look at
Sounds good.
critical
Sounds really
game
good.
reviewer Anton. You know what? I stand corrected yet again. That is a really good point. They have all been flops, but the sound design is fantastic. It hits nostalgia like right in the heart, and
I'll give them
it is a
that.
blast to listen to. That's probably my favorite part of all things. And Battlefront is being up there. That's why I said I want it in VR. I want to hear it. Like, oh shit, left to right. I want to feel that. It is. It's really fun. All right, you got a good
Fighter
point.
one
They're
we were
doing a
talking
couple good
about,
things.
like at the beginning of the podcast, there was like a VR fighter, like Star Wars fighter one. Am I? Do you remember that?
I don't think it was VR. Or maybe you can play it VR on your computer. In which case, I forgot, and I'm going to
yes
download
and
it
yes.
because
Yes to
it's
both
before
of
I had
them.
a PC. Oh, I'm out of here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
out of here. I'm
It's
gonna
like
go
it's like
buy a.
Rogues. It's like Squadron. It's like Star Wars Squadron or something like that.
I played that game on Xbox. It was on Game Pass. I really liked it, but I am all right. Shad, you in with me? Actually, we have to go buy a little like pod racing rigs.
I'm down. Let's do
I'm
it.
trying to get up in. Don't laugh at us. We're playing Harry Potter and Star Wars.
Hugo wants to be Anakin.
Nigga, I'm living my dreams. He's gonna be Elon. I'm gonna be Anakin. We're out here. I'm trying to be
I'm,
up in my
I'm about to
X-wing
be
TIE
Baby
fighter.
Yoda.
Shad's gonna be my baby Yoda.
I'm just gonna be Jar Jar Binks, dog.
Let us.
No, you're not, dude.
I'm sick of you.
Jar Jar Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo would have been a fantastic Jar Jar Binks. Get up out of here, man. Shad with the call of the week. All right, staying on topic with our Apex section of the podcast. This one comes from Eurogamer. EA has reportedly laid off over 200 contact QA testers at its Baton Rouge, Louisiana office, the vast majority of its Apex Legends QA team, during an unscheduled Zoom call earlier this week. According to Kotaku, QA testers were informed they were losing their jobs effective immediately during a mandatory Zoom meeting held at 8 a.m. by their contracting agency, Magnet Global. Sources told the site that EA's whole Baton Rouge QA team has now been disbanded as a result of their call. Essentially, their entire Apex Legends staff is gone, according to one former employee. That's devastating and gnarly, and I almost laughed at it because they just got rid of the whole squad on a Zoom call at 8 a.m. Did you guys hear about this? Maybe they are in trouble at Apex. What do you think now? Now that in light of this news, trimming the fat or things are not okay?
Both? Maybe they're in over their head. You know?
Things are not okay. Trim the fat.
I don't know, dude. Maybe I should have saved my Elon rant for this part of the pod. I don't know. I'm like shit. I I'm just trying to think of like what Like, are they losing money over there or what? They have to be making a shitload of money between all the cosmetics and everything else. I mean, it's a free, you know what I mean? Everything that everyone pays for it. So,
I spend money on that game. I haven't even played. I log into it's becoming like Fortnite, where I log in just to spend money.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, so
Ooh, heirloom. All right.
what am I missing? Too many day in the life working remote TikToks or something or what? I don't understand. I thought
See,
they were
like
making money over there. Again, I can understand them cutting down if they just got way too many people and they're not hitting their goals, or I don't know, just to kind of broadly put it. But mhm, who knows? That's kind of surprising to me. I mean, what could you imagine could be going on with Apex?
it's almost like they're the Battlefield office. You know what I mean? It's like what's weird is, I mean, like so again, trimming the fat. If you lay off 200, well, that's a lot. That's a lot. If you lay off 200 contract workers, like it's all good, you know, all good, whatever. Maybe you are trimming the fat, but to do it in an unscheduled mandatory Zoom call, like in the morning, like the day of, like, hey, stop working. It's like on your test, like put your pencils down now. Like everybody stop working. We're not paying you for another minute. That makes it feel like maybe things aren't okay. Right, to your point, Anton, like maybe things aren't going great or something is actually happening. Because that's really a surprise to me that I don't know.
Because everything I've thought of Apex, and again, this is generally speaking, being a fan of it, I thought they had a lifespan of at least another year or so between legends, weapons they could bring over from Titanfall, they could create themselves, maps, between that universe and everything else. I mean, they had a good couple years life expectancy. They had, I think, like 30. So
Where's the TV show?
right. I mean, again, yeah, between the lore and everything else, what I don't know, or maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're investing, gonna start selling it to HBO or something. Who knows, man?
Maybe here's a better question. When did they start to fall? Like, as far as I'm concerned, the game hasn't fallen off. Like, it's still up there. The gameplay hasn't fallen off. It's still really fun. It's like in the core. It's one of the core games in in the entire space right now. But the excitement around the concept, I don't even want to say the lore. I want to say around the whole concept. For me, it has waned. Like even the skins, the heirlooms, the story. I used to tune into the story every time, like, yo, we're gonna find out something new. So I wonder where for you did this fall off? When did the story fall off, and did this stop being exciting?
What are QA testers?
Quality assurance.
Oh, is that all? Wait, how many people is that?
Damn, I thought I had
So
a good question. I thought.
I'm sorry. I was just like, who are they laying off here?
I thought that was going to be the one. Like, actually, I'm going to circle it all the way back, and I'm going to hit him with the. When exactly do you personally think the game fell?
Can I get my 2 cents
Of
on the game
course.
for a guy who doesn't really play the game?
You know
Like,
what? That's exactly the opinion that we want.
so you talk about a story, and because I'm completely like not in the game, I never, when I played the game the few times that I didn't really get a story. I know the lore is kind of on the back end of the game. You kind of have to like follow the drops, follow the trailers, kind of follow the stories that are being dropped every season. So I'm kind of not in that. But I think that's one of the things. I don't think they can really do anything but that. Obviously, they're adding the team deathmatch. That's cool. But I think you said it last week. It's kind of like it's not as seamless yet. Obviously, they
It's
still
not
got to
good for that
patch
game.
it. Yeah, I mean, that game is such an elitist game. Like, you have to be so good. Like, seriously, like I have a lot of like reverence for people who play Apex, because it couldn't be me, because I don't think I'm that fast enough. Like, y'all play Apex, and I'm like, damn, these are like god tier gamers, because I can't do it. Like there's a reason why I stay in my lane, and it's because I think Apex is kind of like, for me, the kind of the story based player. I'm just like, what's the story? Why am I not intrigued? Like, what is it? So I don't know. I love the game because of the technical approach and the people who prowess who play it, but it's just, what story? You know what I mean? It's just, here's the new season drop. Have fun.
See, that makes me upset because like the story, it was fire. Like the concept of the Apex games was so dope to me, and I was like, man, put that in a Netflix series, make it an anime. You'll get me watching anime. Like the concept of the games within the Titanfall universe was so dope. Anton, what were you gonna say? I have another point, but I want to hear what you're gonna say first.
Well, I was gonna piggyback what you said about the lore before, because it's funny because I had my whole family like, hey, what, like, hey, babe, come on, there's a new Apex lore out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like the lores were
Every
really good.
season.
They're really good. But no, I was gonna follow up and say I think this game that Doc is playing actually really reminds me of Apex. It's funny.
Oh, okay, shit.
I
We'll check that out one sec. I was gonna say I think to answer my own question, I think that it fell off after they brought Maggie in, and then yeah, I think Maggie. I'm gonna say, and maybe the other. No, I think Maggie's the one that ruins it. That kind of shows like behind the curtain, if you will. You know what I mean? Like Maggie was supposed to be to me like the ultimate bad guy behind the games. Anton looks
yeah.
like he's not tracking, but she was supposed to, like she was like she's the voice in all the trailers, and she's like the one pulling the levers, and like there's like kind of a group of protagonists, even though they're all bad guys, like they're all kind of working against Maggie, who's pulling the strings of the games. So like the map itself and the way the games are designed are supposed to be playing against the players, right? Like only one can survive. So everything she does, including like unleashing the monsters and like, having the different traps around and falling off the map, having it in the sky, all those things are designed to kill
Be
the
against you.
legends,
Yeah.
right? Like to make things more dangerous for you. And then Maggie, like in one of the recent seasons, not that recent, she like joins the legends, and she's just like, it just totally dropped the curtain behind the Wizard of Oz to me. And since then, it's like, well, then now we're just, I'm not, it was just like skipping around and doing stuff. I remember like Horizon lore shit was interesting to me. It all felt cohesive. And then after we got to Maggie, I was like, wait, that's way too soon. I would have expected to see Maggie on like again, like in the TV show, but not in the game that early.
Please
Yeah.
give us a TV show. That'd be
I was gonna say
awesome.
Valkyrie. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
Valkyrie.
But see, I do too. But I was gonna say after Valk is when I was gonna say I
Oh,
think it kind of like hit a wall, because when they did that because everyone had been waiting for a Titanfall crossover, and then they finally got Viper's daughter, and then just like you said, after that it was kind of like, well, here's Maggie, and then from there I feel like it's just kind of hit a wall, because Valkyrie also too changed a lot. Excuse me, of the movement dynamic, but before that it was only
you're
really
right.
Pathfinder. And after she came, that changed a lot
Octane.
of the movement. Octane and Pathfinder, and then that really changed a lot of the movement, because then you can just jetpack around. And so I feel like after that, and then when Maggie came, she had the drill, so you can't hide behind anything. You can fly around, and a lot of that really changed a lot of the way that you know what I mean. A lot of the fights, a lot of the end games and stuff. And in my opinion, I think that's where the skill gap just kind of went whoop, and it just hit a wall.
Well, and you're right. They didn't drill deeper into the Titanfall connect. I mean, kind of, but they gave us more original content and less like, give us more pilots, give us some Titans. Like, that's what you're right. Like Valk was dope. Why don't we have five, or not five? There should be three different characters like Valkyrie at this point.
Yeah.
Like three different pilot. You know what I mean? Pilots in some way, shape, or form. But all right, okay, my bad. We did Apex for, I don't know, 20 minutes. You want to talk about this game Doc is
We're
live
passionate.
streaming right now?
Well, just dive in it really quick. Like, tell me when you dive in and you see this stuff, like the banners and all that. Tell me that doesn't remind you of Apex.
Oh yeah, like the map, like the overall map. It does look like you're in the Apex games. It looks like Call of Duty Apex.
It reminds me
See,
of
and that's
Counter
what I was,
Strike meets Valorant.
yeah, and that's
It's
what I
just
was saying. I was having trouble trying to like say, like, I don't even know what game
this
this
is like this was like
it's-
CS Italy. Like if you ever played like old school Counter Strike 1.5, 1.6, even like Counter Strike Go, like this looks like straight up one of the Italy maps that you play in there. Like exactly.
I think
It's
this is actually Monaco. Now that you mention that, I think this is the Monaco map. But I mean, when you said, as we're talking about Apex hitting a wall, potentially, and them being top tier. As I'm watching this, I'm like, I mean, this is who they got around the corner that's knocking on the door to come face them. I mean, this. I've been watching this game all morning. I forgot that Champions League was even on. This has been very entertaining. Just like
what
you
is the
said, it's like
finals. It's called the finals.
The finals.
That's interesting. Shad is a mad PC elitist. I came out here, said COD Apex, and he was like, "Yeah, it looks like a Valorant Counter Strike." My boy is the wild PC. Okay, I was sitting here thinking about that. Like, matter of fact, I guess those are kind of the same. They're just, yeah, man, that's a good point. This is kind of like Valorant Counter Strike. You had a good point, and this does look dope. The finals, and if you happen to be listening to this podcast yesterday, which is impossible, check out Doc's stream.
Hmm. Yeah. So
Uh,
this is like some pre-beta stuff, but I want to, or you guys should check this out though. This
is
looks
it
pretty
pre-beta
interesting.
alpha?
Yeah. He's been giving out codes all morning on his stream to
Oh,
people
we had
that
codes.
want to get it. Yeah.
You get a code?
No, I don't.
Oh, you're
Oh.
whack. I don't know. Let's think of
I'm
Doc
sorry.
doesn't.
I could have.
Oh, it's PC only, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Broke boys, broke boy. We can't play music anymore. Sad. Moving on. This is from The Verge. Beta testers will be able to join Discord voice calls on a PS5 console as of today in the US, Canada, Japan, and the UK. The integration allows PS5 owners to join Discord calls by linking accounts and then using the Discord mobile app to transfer calls to the PS5. Sounds actually a little bit cumbersome. Sony is also adding variable refresh rate support for 1440p alongside various dashboard improvements. Interesting, dope. Such a bummer for the last gen people because this is not on PS4, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
Sony says you have to use the Discord app on your mobile device or computer to get a Discord voice chat going on your PS5 console, which means you won't be able to directly access Discord servers on the PS5. Is that like a big womp womp womp? Is that like, I mean, is that a rug pull? That feels like a rug pull to me. Are we hyped about this or disappointed?
I'll be hyped in like a month about this. Still early. I was just playing with the Discord on the Xbox this morning. It's pretty cool. I could just jump straight up in that John from there. Just boop 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 boop, be in the no randoms chat and be playing loooong and be chatting it up with the boys. It's
Oolong.
it's seamless, bro. It's nice. It's very it's very integrated. So
It's very integrated.
it's
All right,
nice,
well,
bro.
shoot.
So
No,
to
I'm
see
with you.
that, I was kind of like, okay, we're getting close. I'm happy. We're getting close. We're almost there.
I'm. I guess you're right. Like I'm not mad at it. I feel a little bit. Ooh, Bayern with another golazo. Sadio Mane. Goodness. I feel a little bit bummed because I mean this is like Nintendo's voice chat where it's like we got voice chat if you use the phone. Like no,
Right.
that's I could. I mean, here's the thing. I think to be honest, I could go on my. Can't you go on PS Chat right now on your phone?
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to bridge the gap from PC to PlayStation, I can use my I know I can use my phone. I've already been able to do that. This is not the solution I'm looking for. So it's like you put a Discord app on PlayStation that just makes it work with my phone. I could have already been in Discord on my phone. Like so I don't know. I guess it will help because you'll have it in the ears. I'm not, I don't mean to hate on it. But it does seem like a halfway step. And if it takes functionality away from my phone at all, I'm gonna be annoyed. As if I'm on my phone when I'm playing.
I think we just need to use Discord more too. Honestly, our chat, like we have a Discord group, but we don't really be using it. So, we need to see how this works. Like a big Discord group, you know what I mean, between different consoles. I wonder how that would work.
A little bit of no randoms homework. Let's get it started this week. I'm down to get back up in there. And on the off chance that any listeners want to join and talk games or gaming news or anything else about video games with us, hit us up for an invite. You know where to find us on social media.
Yeah.
Good call. We'll get that Discord back up and running. I think it's time now that PS is on there. We can get the rest of the boyos in there too. It'll be solid.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we don't always, but today we have sports news. This actually, I thought these were both good. Well, one was cool. One I thought was really funny. Starting at the top, Olympic Esports Series games were announced. This is from ESCharts.com. On March 1st, the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, announced the 9 games for its Olympic Esports Series 2023. The global virtual sports competition will feature archery and the game Tic Tac Bow, baseball in WBSCE Baseball, chess via chess.com, cycling via Zwift, ZWIFT, dance from Just Dance, motorsport from Gran Turismo 7, sailing from Virtual Regatta, taekwondo from Virtual Taekwondo, and tennis from Tennis Clash. I know two and a half of these games, and most of them feel like they have to be Wii. All of it is giving Wii Sports. I'm getting Wii Bowling or Wii Olympics. Do you guys know these games, and what do you think? Like, what do you think about this? This is funny. This is so funny to me.
Yeah, I thought this was hilarious. This is dope, bro. I just whenever I see these, I think of like I just downloaded like the Power Wash Simulator, and I'm like,
Uh,
oh, sick! I'm gonna be a professional power washer after this, dude. This game is so like I got it, you know. So it's like I just imagine putting in like 100 hours on one of these games, and next thing you know, you're like, sick. I'll see you at the at the little Olympics.
I got a
man.
gold medal. In fact, do we have time? Like, can we just start? Can we just start playing tennis clash and like go to? Can we go to the Olympics?
Sorry, dog. I got to train. I got the Gran
No random.
Turismo, the Just Dance Olympics coming up, dog.
Who's gonna be the first Just Dance Olympic gold medalist? Like, wow, my grandson's a doctor. Oh yeah, my grandson, he's a politician. And my grandson got a gold medal in virtual taekwondo. What is? Have you guys seen? Have you guys seen like Zwift in some of these things? It's like Peloton. Is Zwift like Peloton? Did I make that up? I swear, yeah.
Imagine somebody's parents, like they're at like a
Yeah.
brunch or something, and they're like, "My kid went to the Olympics," and they're like, "Oh my god, doing what? Was he like? What did he do, man?" He played Just Dance, and he got gold for the United States of America. It's like,
This nigga
Okay,
had
Who's
double
that?
back on a joke.
Who's the god chess player? What's his name?
Look at this.
Magnuson?
Look at, look at this. This is Peloton, but
This
it's
is
broke
Bookmare.
Peloton. This is what broke boys do if you don't have, because you just put it on your computer or your iPad and ride a real bike with like a little attachment.
Is
You
that
know
cheaper
what?
than a Peloton though?
Mad cheaper.
Hmm.
Mad cheaper. That's really that's interesting. Also, virtual regatta. I'm willing to look at virtual regatta because
That
I
probably must
just
have had archery.
what is the logic behind like, so instead of going with games that require like I could imagine like fighting games being in the Olympics because it's like really you have to think and move really quickly, right? And like there's discipline to like literally there's physical discipline to it. Other competition games, right? Like FIFA, I guess, right? Like that could be esports. What's it? Rocket League could be in the Olympics.
It's gonna be EA Soccer.
I was gonna say EA Soccer. I don't even know if FIFA actually works for me. I think Rocket League works. I don't know that FIFA works for me because I don't think I want Madden or 2K. Those aren't sports. Those are playing video games of sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could even see if they wanted to put something like Overwatch or League, right? Like some of the top esports.
I need pro clubs, dog. I need pro clubs in the Olympics. That's the only way I'm accepting FIFA. If it's like straight up like 11, you know what I mean? And y'all got to play in your pro cam and you got to stay in your position. So there's no like overhead, you know what I mean? It's all locked in behind the player. That's the only way I would watch it. And the overhead view is seeing it from everyone's, but that would be entertaining in my position and
See,
my opinion.
I think it should only be sports that exist, like sports that only exist via video game, right? Like you can't do Rocket League in real life. The
Mhm.
concept makes sense in real life, but you cannot do that for real. That makes sense to me. Some of those
Why not?
games, but all the games they have here are just simulations of real games, right, that don't have anything to do with the real games at all. It's like what's the point? This doesn't. It feels more like celebrations of each of these sports than it does a competition of who's the best at something. Does that make sense? Like none of
You know
these.
what I think brings us home? Who's the announcer for this?
Could it be us? If it could be us, then forget everything I just said and forget all of that. This is a great idea.
You know what I mean? Like who announces this stuff?
IOC,
That's what I want to know.
we're available. IOC, we'll do that. We'll do it live. We'll do it virtual. We'll do it however you want us to do it.
Get at us. That's
You
what
know
I'm
where to
saying.
find us. That's 2 shout outs in a row. Look at this out here soliciting. We're on our sales game. Moving on. Next story. This one's from The Athletic. Starting March 15th across all platforms, the NWSL's 12 teams will be available on FIFA 23. EA Sports and the league announced earlier this week. The NWSL's addition to FIFA 23 marks the first time the Women's Soccer League has been featured in a FIFA game. All NWSL teams will be present within kickoff, tournament, head-to-head, seasons, and online friendlies. And then the game will also include 4 NWSL stadiums along with authentic kits, starheads, trophies, and celebrations. Most importantly, that means that San Diego is now in FIFA. Let's go! Is that our new favorite team? Are we hyped on this?
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I think I'm very late on the claps, but if I can get them going.
There
Yeah. I was excited. I'm hyped. There's not a San Diego team that's ever been in FIFA. So, you know what I mean? We'll get it how we live.
Yeah, we got something back finally. No, that's cool. That's a big W, man. Shout out to the women. I mean, to be honest, American women's soccer has been carrying, I think, soccer, you know what I mean, for the U.S. for the last decade or so. So
Longer than that.
probably plus. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's about time they get their.
You don't know about no Mia Hamm.
Man, come on now.
You weren't outside. You know about no.
I'm all about Michael Carly. Sorry.
Ooh, you're a little bit late on that, my boy. Mia Hamm is the OG. No, you know, I guess it occurs to me. I did work at Adidas for a long time. I guess I know more. Maybe I'm more into the NWSL. I thought we'd all be hyped. Shad's wearing a football shirt right now. I'm really hyped about this. You guys like, hey, yeah. I'm a big fan of the league itself. Of course, I have American women's soccer. I'm hyped because we have this is big news. It's great for women's sports. It's really great for the NWSL specifically. It's great for American soccer, which I really care about. And then I fuck with the teams. We have Angel City right in the backyard, and then we have the way back at home, and we're really good. So I'm just I guess I'm more into the what I mean. It's Women's World Cup this year.
Is it a hot take to say that's probably like women's most successful sport?
No, it's not a hot take at all. It's a fact. There's no question. It's the most accessible, the most prolific. It's got the most leagues, the most paths to play, the most recognizable, right? Like the comfiest path, the highest wages out of all of them. It's got the more season. Like the WNBA is just played during the summertime. It's really short season. But that's the same thing. One thing to recognize about these leagues is they're not as big, right? Like there's still only 12 teams in the NWSL, so they got to keep growing. It's all the big teams get the notoriety. That's like the WNBA. I think there's like 12 WNBA teams.
Yeah, I think they get 12, 15, something like that. I don't know. I lose count. They move it every time in the 2K screen. I can never see all
12.
Like, and they're gone. Shout out to the women, man.
That's terrible.
But no, that's cool. I wonder if they get. I mean, they're obviously getting paid for this, right? They're getting the player rights and all that. I assume have to be. If you're in a game, you have to be getting some portion of that. No,
honestly, I don't think the players make much of anything at all.
You don't think?
No. Remember that thing we were talking about the other day?
You're welcome.
What were we saying? They were gonna like the whole Premier League was gonna make like $300 million.
Yeah.
The whole Premier League to split that across all the players. I mean, I guess that's across all the players and all the clubs. I don't know, man.
I was just thinking because I know that was a big. I'm trying to think of it on a big scale from like when Dybala was trying to leave. I remember that was a big issue with him going to other clubs was him negotiating his naming rights, like contract and all of that with the club and his jersey and all of that. So again, on like a massive scale, I'm just trying to think like how is everybody on the team and the coach just like, yeah, so we're going to walk you guys in here. We're going to get a full face scan and you guys just do all your stuff. Are we going to get paid for this? Nah, but you'll be able to play as yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I would have thought they maybe get something, but I guess you're right. Maybe not. You just get the satisfaction of being in a fucking video game. You're welcome.
I know. I think the way it works, I'm trying to look at it now, but I still think the way it works is that they pay FIFA. Like, so, they pay FIFA. They have a deal with FIFA. Right,
like
to
clubs,
get all
right?
the rights, right, and then FIFA, like the players union, players association, FIFA will then have a deal with the league itself as to how much the players get from that overall deal, because they're not just licensing the players, they're licensing the players, the shirts, like that comes with all the deals that FIFA makes at the top level. They get the
Right.
clubs, they get they get a whole bunch, they get commentators and logos and all types of things. So they're paying for all that together, and then they're going to break it down. FIFA will break it down and give some perhaps to the players.
I've never thought of that. I don't know. That's interesting. I would have thought that maybe.
Huh. And they have to pay UEFA. They got to pay mad people because they got to pay UEFA
Yeah.
to. This is interesting because I think we get confused. We start to conflate EA with FIFA because the game is called FIFA.
True. Yeah.
It'll be different going forward, especially in them dealing with the leagues independently. I don't know. I'm lost now.
So what does that do for the other leagues when like England buys the game? You know what I mean? I wonder. I don't know, whatever. We'll have to look for that.
I mean, maybe they deal with the leagues independently, right? That's what I'm like. Oh, they're really starting to switch things up here. Can we get the Super League going? All right. Moving on. This one was cool. We'll just breeze through it because it's not that deep. But the Simpsons Hit and Run developer wants a remake. This is from comicbook.com. The Simpsons Hit and Run is one of the most beloved PS2 era games. That's a fact. That took all the good bits and pieces of a series like Grand Theft Auto and placed it in the iconic fictional town of Springfield with your favorite yellow family. Now, 20 years later, fans want it to come back, and lead developer, game designer Joe McGinn responded to the demands of a remake saying, "I would love to see it." We've talked about this recently on the pod. I think we need to get it back. How do we make this happen? Can we get the Multiverses crew trying to get Walter White over into the Simpsons Hit and Run crew? Are you guys down with that?
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a really fun game. That was a fun game.
Did you play? You guys played this one?
Back in the Hollywood videos days? Yeah, dude. I rented that game.
Right.
Can you confirm its legendary status?
If you didn't play that game, I'm sad for you because it was basically GTA, but you're Homer.
Yes. Man, that sound clip is long. But we can confirm its legendary status. Yeah, no, that was the game. And you're right with the Hollywood video. I mean, I'll shout to Blockbuster. But those were the days. You guys remember Peter Piper Pizza?
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I played that John at Pizza Hut. So
yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Go back to El Cajon. I'm not even gonna get started. I seen somebody on TikTok talking about you could own this home in El Cajon for $850,000. Look at this view. El Cajon, if you don't get up out of here. Trying to play them TikTok people. All right.
We need to see what they do with that. If they make that multiplayer or not. How could they? What would make that game fun for like longer than a month?
That's a really good question. So many of these games, you're right. They're like nostalgia plays, but it's like what makes it fun? Maybe they could make it competitive. 2v2 online, that could be fun, or 1v1.
Maybe I'm the wrong
1v1 online.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say maybe I'm the wrong one to talk to because that was one of those things that like I think of like when I used to stand in Walmart and play. You know what I mean? Like that's like one of those games I used to have a blast playing. Then I didn't have it at home. I played it when I was out, and so does that make sense? So I think that's why I love it because like Time Crisis and all those games. I love those. Those weren't games I played all the time at home. I had to there were moments when I went out and I played them. So I'm trying to think of like playing that game at home for a long period of time. Because what was that on like Dreamcast and shit? No, that was like back in
that was on in PS2 and Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
PS2, yeah.
Like
that was the modern that early rollout too. Like definitely Xbox One, like first few releases.
Yeah, but it's like if the boys are online, you ain't gonna be playing Simpsons Crazy Taxi over that. You know what I mean? But so that's what I'm trying to think of. Like, how are they gonna? They need to merge some like online into that or something. Or that would be that would kind of make it modern day because I'm only thinking of just playing it by myself. That would be a fun.
You trying to play
maybe
pro
like
clubs
cloud
on
play game?
Simpsons Pro Clubs, Simpsons Pro Taxi Club.
Yeah, or get that in Roblox. So there's like a Simpsons world or something.
That's a great idea. That's actually, I just think, a fantastic point that you make. I was going to say I can't think of how to make it more fun or how to really make it better from that perspective and say that was a good question, but I think you answered it in a really great way. What if in the future, maybe that's where these need to go, these types of games, I'm thinking GoldenEye, right? These Crash Bandicoot, these remake games, like quit remaking game, put them inside an engine that we already have. Put them in Roblox. Build them again in Roblox. Build them again in Fortnite Creative if you want to, right? And relaunch them for 6 months so that people that want to play it can play it. But we don't need to have like I don't need that's something I joke about a lot, but like I don't need you to make a game. I'm a marketing marketing person. I think it's funny when they make new games, they make an Instagram account for a game, but like, what's the lifeline of your game? How long are you posting on that? Like, how long am I supposed to follow you? Forever? When are you going to stop? Like, just they should have like a promotional account. You know what I mean? That just deletes itself after a year. How long do you want to follow a game that's dead? So I think they maybe have better legs or make more sense and have a much wider audience if you just take them into a platform like a Roblox, right, where you can kind of play so many different games. If you hear this, go over there.
Yeah, because I definitely get hyped off it because a lot of these games. What were we just talking about last week? The fucking clown. I'm blanking.
Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal. You know what I mean? Again, you just said like a lot of these remakes are nostalgic and stuff, but yeah, like the lifeline of them. Again, with GoldenEye, I still have GoldenEye, but it's like I thought they were gonna do something a little more modern with it. I didn't know they were literally just gonna reskin and give me the old game. I was like, well, this is fun, but
How dope would it be if they put that
how about
inside
Mulan?
Fortnite?
Yeah,
Right?
that'd be dope.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Like I would go. I have Fortnite on my shit. I would go do that. I'm not gonna download Golden. Like I'm not gonna play. I'm. It's so fun. I'm thinking like if I was hanging out with you, like if we were having like a 30-something-year-old sleepover with all of our families, it's like I guess if we go on vacation, bring our Switches and we can play GoldenEye. Other than that, like when's that gonna happen? So I'm
That's
like,
where
yeah, I might
Crazy
download
Taxi
it.
would come in.
Right, I'm not going to download that game. But if it was in Fortnite, I definitely would go check it out. Or again, I think it makes more sense to see it in something like a Roblox from an IP perspective. Like it feels like
For
building
VR.
another game, but why not build it in? Why not build it in Fortnite? It just, I think it makes the finances make a lot more sense. Like, don't go through all that trouble of building your whole new shit. Damn, I played Metal Gear Solid inside Fortnite.
You did?
No, I would. Like,
Oh, I was like, the fuck they have that?
what if they just put that up for a year and it's like a whole different man? That'd be dope. All right, well, hopefully they find this out.
Yeah. You know, kind of. I wanted to add to in the sports tab just really quickly. Did you see that Luka Doncic
That
plays
was
Valorant?
so funny. That was
The
so.
Moxie that ran into him, bro.
He was playing Overwatch. He played Overwatch.
Or was it Overwatch? Okay, yeah. I just saw
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
the
yeah,
clip. I was cracking up. The nigga said,
yeah. That like he
"So,
plays.
what do you do for fun? Play basketball." Like, "Oh yeah, for who?" The Dallas Mavericks. They're like,
They're like
"What?"
you go to like a gym or like a
Like
rec league
varsity or
or
something? Like,
he was like
no,
no
like
for real.
oh shit. But there ended up being like a lot more to that clip where like he ends up kind of opening up a little more. But I was like, this nigga Luca out here just running around playing Overwatch, man. That's
My boy's like, can I get your autograph?
right.
Like, oh,
I
you're
don't
making
ever
fun
match
of
with
it.
anybody cool.
That's really Luka Doncic, though. Speaking of NBA and video games, look at the segue.
Gotcha.
From Game Rant, Sony releasing limited edition LeBron James PS5 controller and more. LeBron James and PlayStation are teaming up to produce a special edition line of PS5 accessories as part of Sony's new PlayStation Playmaker initiative. Sony's PlayStation Playmaker program highlights famous content creators, athletes, actors, artists, gamers, and entertainers in the world of pop culture who wish to share their talents and love of gaming. Some of the big names to already be connected to this exciting new initiative include pro BMX athlete Nigel Sylvester and WNBA All Rookie Nalisa Smith. I hope I said her name right. Are you guys hyped on this? We need some NBA, BMX, WNBA PlayStation controllers.
I thought that was cool, man. That's a big W. I mean, that's some legacy shit. This man got his own PS5.
You know,
Damn.
I thought this was mad corny. It was giving me like LeBron predicts everything. You know how LeBron's such a corny gamer where he'd be playing Madden and like, yeah, nah, put the stats all the way. But honestly, this doesn't look bad. I kind of want it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I feel you. It is kind of corny. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to stand LeBron like that, but it is cool.
Like the controller actually looks. That's what I didn't like on it. It says there, nothing is given, everything is earned, and like that's the part that again feels corny, but it's stylized cool. And I mean, I fuck with Bron. I mean, he is all time leading scorer and shit. If anyone's gonna say it and keep being corny, I guess.
I wouldn't even play that thing, bro. If I got that, it would just sit there and collect dust in the box. But the
Oh
dust would
no,
just
I'm
go in the
playing
box.
it. I'm playing it. I do want to see what other. I didn't see Shad. I don't know if it shows there. I didn't see what other accessories are coming with it. Um, and I don't know about. I want to support the Playmaker program. It seems weird, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Like with LeBron, it's so easy. Like you're gonna get headlines because it's Bron. Like it's Bron. But I don't like. Am I gonna care about the PlayStation Nigel Sylvester controller? And like, do they going with a WNBA rookie is maybe she's really into gaming. Maybe that's the thing. I'm like going with the WNBA rookie. It seems like she's probably not that popular.
Also,
Um, what's that?
just I feel like I can't be the only one thinking this. How are they dropping all these limited edition PlayStations? Like, but it's hard to get just like a regular PlayStation 5. Or apparently it's easier now because our friends have them. But for the longest time, like, how long have they been out? 2, 3 years, and now you can finally get them. But there's been like a God of War one, you know what I mean? There's been like all these different like limited edition ones that you can buy. Now there's a LeBron one. I'm just thinking like, where are you gonna buy this? Is this just gonna be on the shelves everywhere? Now all of a sudden, PS5s are just gonna be all fully stocked on the shelves. Man, we got the LeBron limited edition one. It's like
This man,
a
Banton,
little too late, man. I feel like
he
I
all
feel
has
like I
your
just
ant
be
game.
complaining sometimes, but it's a little too late, guys. I guess he just
Someone's
did it
got to
now,
do it.
but like I feel like they're gouging us with that. You know what I mean? Well, I say that to say it's always the limited edition ones that are like ran up an extra $100 or so. No,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
you know what I mean? So that's just the point I'm getting to. It's like so all these ran up limited edition PlayStation 5s are finally out, but yet forever you couldn't just get a basic one. Trying to save some money. It's like, man, I'm just trying to play with my friends. Why y'all forcing me to get all this extra shit? But shout out to
Okay,
LeBron.
all right.
He is
And well, I mean, I'm happy that you're cranky about it because that gave me something to listen to whilst I look this up. Because it turns out, okay, well, two things. One is Women's History Month, and we don't speak ill of Black women, so I'm gonna let Melissa just slide on this one. It does look like Nigel Sylvester is a gamer. He's part of XSET, and he joined XSET in 2020. So he's been around for at least at the very least he's been committed to this for 2 or 3 years now, right? Whether or not he's like a purist, but it looks like I saw some other headlines in there. Sounds like Nigel Sylvester actually games. I don't know him, but that I mean, from that perspective, I respect it. That's what I was thinking of. Is like are they using people that aren't real gamers for exposure? That's what feels corny about it. Like Bron doesn't strike me as a real gamer. If
hmm
Bron didn't have all those weird clips of him talking about Madden and other shit, this would be cooler to me, if that makes sense. If it was just like a one off. Uh but it does look like Nigel is at least a gamer, so maybe that's okay. That kind of bodes weird for Bron because he's not, but we'll have to see. I have to see who their very next person is, or talk about this next month because I have different thoughts, but not Women's
Yeah, it
History
just
Month.
I hate to be like I'm not trying to be cranky about it because it is cool. Like shout out to LeBron and play. I mean, the design on it, it's actually not really that.
That's
It's a
what
good
gets
looking place,
me. It
but
looks good.
yeah. But on the flip side of it, I feel like I just be like, man, why y'all? Again,
Why are
like
we
you
doing
said, the
this?
corniness of it and everything. I'm just like,
Why
too
are we
strong.
doing this? Hmm.
Is it? Hold on. Was it?
All right, I got one more for you guys. This is cool. Dead by Daylight horror movie coming from Blumhouse. That's a lot of Blumhouse shout outs.
Yeah.
Atomic Monster and Behavior Interactive. This is from Variety. Atomic Monster and Blumhouse are teaming up with Behaviour Interactive, the largest Canadian gaming studio, to develop a feature film adaptation of the hit horror multiplayer game Dead by Daylight. Since its launch in 2016, Dead by Daylight has reached over 50 million players worldwide, with 2 million players stepping into the fog. The terrifying mist that players must make their way through in order to survive every day. We couldn't be more thrilled to work with Jason Blum and James Wan, two giants of the horror film industry, to further expand the Dead by Daylight universe, said Stephen Mulrooney, executive vice president at Behaviour Interactive. Blumhouse games came out like super fast. Also, I didn't know the guy's name is Jason Blum. Shouts out, that's a solid company name there. You guys gonna check this movie out? Did you play this game? Where are we?
Yeah. I was just talking about like last week. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I like the stuff they'd be doing. I was just talking about Paranormal Activity too. So they got some good writers over there. They got some good themes. They got some dark stuff brewing. So I'm sure it'll be gory and creepy and fulfilling of all the horror needs, man. I like it. I
Right.
like all the stuff they've been doing. I ain't got no complaints.
And I hope they don't take it too if they don't take themselves too seriously. You know, what I mean, that could be really solid.
Yeah. Did it say what?
Doesn't say when it's coming out at all, but
Movie.
this is interesting too. I thought that was weird. It said they reached over 50 million players with 2 million players stepping into the fog. Am I missing something?
Oh.
What does that mean?
Say that, I was just thinking of what they're gonna put this out. Like, what platform would this be on? Or if they're just gonna drop this as just a dead.
Oh, they might be too early for that. Because I don't even think they've started to, yeah, they might be too early, but who knows? We'll have to see. Because I would expect. Well, who's Blumhouse have a deal with?
So it'll clearly be rated mature. So should be cool.
Universal distributes Blumhouse. So what are their? Is it Paramount or whatever? No, Paramount's different.
I feel like they could almost make it a series. Make them feature length, like an hour 20, and just have different chapters.
Oh, Amazon Prime Video.
I was gonna say Amazon. Okay, I was wondering, is that Amazon or? I thought I've seen those movies on.
It says like Peacock is owned by NBC Universal, so that's like their streamer. But it looks like Universal Films go to Amazon Prime Video, so it should be somewhere over there.
Yeah, because I just watched that. I told you I just watched that Megan movie. That was pretty
Intriguing.
interesting. Yeah, M3gan.
Fair enough. All right,
But-
so I'm passing over to you, boy. Take us into some of this.
Pretty good, man. Let's see what we rocking with. So, this is coming from IGN. Sons of the Forest already beaten in less than 9 minutes. These guys are something. So, fans may have been waiting for more than three years for Sons of the Forest to be released, but that hasn't stopped speedrunners from racing through the game in less than 9 minutes. As reported by PC Gamer, Benjamin Romero on YouTube published a Sons of the Forest speedrun of just 8 minutes and 45 seconds on February 28th, just 5 days after the game launched. What a sweat, dude.
What is that? I'm pulling up a video right now because I don't know if I'm just lame. I don't even know what that means. Like, how do you do that?
I remember when the best experience I have with this was Elden Ring. When Elden Ring came out, bro, I was struggling to beat bosses, and John's were beating the game in like a few hours. Do you remember that? And then it just kept like trickling down from like a few hours to like an hour to like half an hour. So I think there's a certain level of cheating that goes into this, or like hacking, because they like exploit the game to like jump through certain levels or like kind of gaps in the story. Because I'm, at least from what I saw in Elden Ring, like motherfuckers were like up down BX squaring, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they were like teleporting across, beating bosses and heavily skipping. So I think I haven't seen anything in relation to this, but I assume that has, because there's no way that you can beat this whole fucking story in 9 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
Right? There's more cutscenes than that, no?
right. So
like, don't
right.
you gotta you don't have to customize your player or like, I don't know, empty out your backpack or some shit?
And maybe I'm just misunderstanding that whole aspect of it, but when did that become a thing? Like, why is that cool to run through a game fast?
No, I will stand on that. I'll defend that because the first speed runs I can think of are from Mario, and that shit makes sense to me. That is a game. It's linear. If you're really dope and really fast, you can beat it. You know what I mean? Like the race to the little flag. You can beat that quickly. Think Sonic the Hedgehog. Think Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. Any of these linear games. But as soon as you start to get into these like open world where part of the game, like part of the benefit and experience is to like play the story, it's like, well,
You're right. I'll give you that. Okay.
I get like I don't think those are cool. I get it, but I don't think it's cool. But I would be interested in a true speed run, like somebody actually like having all the conversations. And you're right. Everyone I've ever seen, there's like a degree of exploitation or like cheating involved. If you did it in 1 hour and 12 minutes, but you actually did the whole thing, that's way more impressive. Or even if you did it for me in like 5 hours or 8 hours, right? Again, like an
Mhm.
80-hour game in 8 hours, there's a degree of endurance that you had to show to be able, like you can't really take time to go to the bathroom and like there's endurance there. That's a
Mhm.
feat. Put that in the Olympics. Don't. But that's a feat to me, right? But this is lame. Like what I just saw, yeah, there was cheating and stuff. It's like, oh, well, I mean, all right.
Like, why would you speed run a survival game? That's the whole point, is to survive. It's just like, ha, got it figured out. Ding ding. Fucking Law and Order. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we got this figured out. Let's wrap it up, guys. Like,
I need like
I don't.
right speed run with all items maxed out.
I don't know.
How
It's
quickly
cool
could
though.
you do everything?
Side note from Sons of the Forest, though, I have been loving the gameplay I've been seeing on that. That
Have you
looks really good.
have you played it at all?
No, it's
Oh,
PC.
it's
That's what I was
real.
saying.
Oh,
I'm a dumbass. I got that mixed up with Green Hell. I thought I had it,
Oh,
but no,
it's
I've
man.
only
really
seen
good. It's really, really good. My
I-
boy Kelvin on there, bro. Kelvin's the man.
it.
Yeah, seriously, like the game's. I didn't think I like it as much as I did, but I played like 2 hours of it. I'm like, yo, Kelvin is the man,
Damn, you
bro.
played Sons of the Forest and didn't come in here hot with the update on what you've been playing this week?
I mean, there's .
I ask this man every week what he's been playing. And
I seen you can get a
Alright,
girlfriend with
that's
one of
cool.
the mutants on that game.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard you can do like a girlfriend, like a random thing. I seen an article on that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, one of the little beheaded ones or whatever. But anyways, good things coming from that. You speedrunners, keep it linear, dog. Not the open world survival games. It's not for you. Just stay in your lane, all right? Moving on from Glitched, Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2 found its director. The sequel to Pokemon Detective Pikachu is finally moving forward after Legendary Entertainment confirmed that it still had plans to develop a follow up. A director and writer are now currently in negotiations to helm the project. Additionally, actor Ryan Reynolds will also reportedly return for Detective Pikachu 2 and will have some part to play, in quotes, though it's unclear if he'll once again voice Pikachu. As reported by Deadline, Portlandia co-creator Jonathan Crystal is in talks to direct Detective Pikachu 2, with screenwriter Chris Galletta being approached to write the script. Galletta is best known for writing the 2013 coming-of-age movie The Kings of Summer, while Crystal is also directed for writing and directing the FX comedy series Baskets, starring Zach Galifianakis. I actually love that movie, so I'm pretty stoked to see this.
The first one you seen? The first one?
Yeah. I love those Pikachu movies too. I've been trying to get my little man off YouTube and getting him more into like shows and stuff. I'm like, I need you to watch something that sticks, bro. Not fuck the Ace Family and all these niggas. Like, I need you to. but no,
that's
I'm
fair. I know that's
but no, I am stoked for these movies, man. Those are good movies, bro. They be pulling on the heartstrings.
I liked the first one too. In fact, it's funny because that's what my little one is who likes it, but she likes movies and shows and YouTube shit too. We watch some Mad Sniper Wolf. But but that's her jam is Detective Pikachu. I thought it's super weird that it says Ryan Reynolds will come back, but it's unclear if he'll voice Pikachu. Like, what?
What's gonna voice Ash? Like,
But it was such a departure. Like, it was such a specific character. Okay, so you know how some actors, like the characters they play are themselves. Ryan Reynolds, Matthew McConaughey, like that. He's one of those guys. I guess McConaughey can depart kind of, but Ryan Reynolds just plays himself in every movie. He's whatever the fuck what's that guy? I almost said Van Lathan.
Wilder.
Van Wilder. Yes. All right. 13-year-old me would be very disappointed. He's Van Wilder in every movie. And that's who the Pikachu was. Like, it was like Ryan Pikachu Reynolds. It was his character just in the body of Pikachu. So it just seems weird to me to potentially be moving away from that. And also, it's like at this stage, it's strange for them to know that, right? Like, why make a comment on it being unclear unless you know that they've specifically discussed him maybe not voicing Pikachu? So that's what that stuck out to me in a
Yeah.
big way, right? Like, why are you saying that? Other than that, though, they got some heavy hitters on there. I didn't know if that Kreisel was I don't know if he directed the last one or not, but he's the man. I don't,
Yeah.
you guys know I love Portlandia, and Baskets is like solid level comedy. This is really good. They make really good television, at least. So um, I can see this going well.
Yeah, that'll be a hit, man. We'll have to see.
Shouts
I'll
to
move
it.
into some games here. Coming from The Verge, this is actually big. Bethesda Starfield will now be released on September 6th. So, in case you don't know, Starfield, a big upcoming title from Microsoft owned Bethesda, is getting a new release date today. Starfield has been delayed to the first half of 2023 and now will arrive, like previously mentioned, September 6th. In a new video, game director Todd Howard says Bethesda and Microsoft will now hold a Starfield Direct event on June 11th to detail the game. In quotations, this June, we're going to bring you into the studio and give you a deep dive in the game at our Starfield Direct. There's so much that we still have to show you, and just kind of left it at that. The Starfield showcase will follow Microsoft's annual Xbox showcase Sunday, June 11th. I'm stoked for this. That should be. I like this game, man. I don't have. This is another one of the games I feel like that would make me like push to get a PC.
Oh, is this PC only?
I don't think it is, but just for
Oh, I
the
didn't think
sake
so
of it,
either. Oh,
like
just for this, it's interesting how some things come out, or like there's certain things like the Chris Rock special came out, and I was like, we don't have to watch it. Like, I haven't heard anything good. That's fine. I know it's not good. I've heard so many good things about this. Like, it's just everybody
yeah,
that I trust in video gaming at all has either brought this to my attention, or I've mentioned it. They've been like, "Wait, Starfield."
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm like in the no spoilers zone. I haven't even really looked into what it's about, other than what we've done on the pod. We have looked at it a couple times, but I'm not even digging in. I'm just like, whenever it's ready, take my money. I'm good. I'm sold. Take it early. Hogwarts.
And I say that just from like, because I know it'll be on the Xbox, but just from the other space games I've played, and then from what I've seen, I just feel like you need the power, bro. I'm trying to see this like there's gonna be some crisp. Like I'm trying to see some aura, some black holes. I'm trying to go to some planets. I need that shit to be crispy, dog. You know what I mean? This looks like I need that.
It's like E3 is Tuesday, June 13th.
Something like that.
Annual
Should I go?
Xbox showcase on June 11th.
I'll be
Damn.
off.
They got their Starfield direct. I'm just saying they're like continuing to shit on E3. They're like, yeah, so right before you guys do that thing, we're gonna go ahead and just drop, the biggest game of the year. That's all good. We're gonna do that before. So have fun on your little weekend. Weekend before yours, though, we're gonna go ahead and drop all of our shit via, Xbox Showcase and Starfield Direct. And it's like, man, E3 is losing out. That said, E3, if you want to have us there, we can help you host. We'll pod from there. We'll cover it. We'll blog. We'll vlog. You name it. E3, we're on the game. We're ready.
How's your boys, man? We're trying to be up in there.
Somebody holla at you, boys.
Coming from DualShockers.com, this is some big news for a lot of us. GTA 6 reportedly targeting a holiday 2024 release.
Let's go.
Reportedly. Rockstar Games is reportedly targeting a holiday 2024 release for Grand Theft Auto 6, or the release date could be pushed back to early 2025 at the most, according to a reliable insider. The insider also foresees an official announcement at some point this year, but says it could be delayed due to work from office complications. God damn it. According to insider Tez2, who previously leaked the existence of a GTA trilogy, the release date is targeted for the holiday of 2024 after suffering several delays over the past few years, which we are all very aware of. The insider attributes the main reason for imminent announcement to Rockstar issuing a forced return to office policy as things were in the pre-pandemic days, which has been a problem for many game companies recently, including our favorites, Activision Blizzard. See, I'm telling you, bro.
I think you had it. I'm going to give the man his credit. He did say that. They're going back to work because they've been making shitty games.
That's it. Y'all
That's
gotta stop
it.
making these TikToks and just hit your fucking deadlines.
That's it.
And y'all can stay home. But instead, now we're not getting this shit for another 2.5 years, and you got to go back to work. Who wins?
You know what? I hate to go back to what you were saying, but okay, if we do think about that again, it's not just that you had people working from home. You sent the most diehard gamers on the planet that really live and breathe this shit to work from home on their computer. Of course, they're playing video games. Them niggas is at home playing. If anybody's got that mouse movement software rigged up, it's the PC gamers. You guys get up out of here. I think you got a point there. They have been at home hanging out on their own, and for that reason, we don't get GTA 6 until I'm going to be 50.
Bro, GTA 6 is easily one of the most clickbaitable like topics you can talk about if you're a content creator. Literally, because everyone's been so like, when did we get a last game? We've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 since PS3.
It's incredible.
Like, you know what I mean? So, I
That's
mean, we're
really
just on the edge
impressive.
of our seats. Like, come the fuck on. What are we waiting on? I mean, like Red Dead 2, the story was good, but online was just a complete flop. They've been adding. I think the online has obviously just been carrying them, but it's way past this point, in my opinion. If you're still playing GTA Online and I don't know, bro. Go fucking outside or something. That is not the game anymore. Like we need something new. So I
It
think
is
everybody's
long
excited for
past.
this. And the fact that we're gonna have to just get an announcement. We're probably just gonna get some like cinematic trailer of the landscapes. You know what I mean? At some point this year, and then maybe at the end of next year, we could be. What are they doing?
Just give
What are
us
they
like a
doing?
monthly update. Like just hop on Twitch and give us like a live stream. I'll do a fucking Twitter Spaces. No, I won't. No, that's a lie. You can hop on a live
Is
stream and just give us updates every month. It's okay if you're late. Just like can we have a conversation? Can we open it up? Because we're waiting. We're over here talking about can we get another Simpsons hit and run made inside Roblox? You know what? What keeps me from talking about silly things like that? Getting me a new GTA 6.
it's one of those things where I feel like there's got to be. I know we've said it, but there's got to be transparency with these companies, bro. Like y'all got way too much money on call. You know what I mean for when this game comes out to just be behind closed doors about this. Like, maybe then, and then if not, then it's like again. I know we've used the example of like Doc's like snapshots for his game, but why not just show us where you guys are currently and let us give you feedback. Hire people to come in and check out the game. Like I don't understand what has taken them for it makes me think of Cyberpunk. It's like when you drag it out that long, we're going on over what 10 to 15 years for the next continuation of a game. Like you're hyping this up so much, like the expectation that it's just building it to fail. Just be open with us and show us where it's at. Open a beta.
10 years
Give
is
us
really
limited betas
crazy.
for a certain amount of time. I don't understand. Like they're just building this up so much to flop and just so many expectations. I don't know how they're. I don't know. We'll see. I don't see why we can't have some transparency in this. But who knows? Maybe they'll deliver, and maybe I'll just eat my words and shut the fuck up. We'll see.
You know what? They're going to keep hanging out with their millions of players. They
That's
make
what I'm saying. Like,
money.
it's not like there's some company coming out here like, "Hey, check out our game." Come, bro, they have millions of dollars on call for this. Like, come on, man, y'all gotta give us something here, something, anything, please. I feel like that's fair enough, but nothing me.
Say the same thing to all the big games. Please give us can you just give us anything? Call of Duty, Apex, Halo. We didn't even talk about Fortnite. Give us something. Come on. Speaking of giving us something, hey,
Coming from NME.com. Oops. Counter Strike 2 is reportedly ready to go with a beta this month. Look at that. Counter Strike 2 Global Offensive is reportedly getting a sequel with a beta for Counter Strike 2 tentatively planned for this month. The news was reported by journalist Richard Lewis, who claimed to have been told of the sequel by anonymous sources with knowledge of development. Lewis's report claimed that the sequel will almost certainly be launched under the title Counter Strike 2, and the beta is planned to launch some point this March. It is claimed that a number of professional Counter Strike players have already tested the game in secret. Uh, Lewis claiming Counter Strike 2 is about ready to go. Wow, I just need to stop talking. Counter Strike 2 will take the Valve's first person shooter series to 128 tick, which is double the standard tick rate for current Counter Strike Go, and will include an improved matchmaking system that negates the use of third party matchmaking software, moving the shooter to Valve's Source 2 engine. It's big news.
that's super huge news. Okay, on the one end, we can clap it up.
Yeah.
On the one end, super excited that this is out there. I mean, this is what we need, and I'm down to hop in. I really, it sounds like they made the market improvements. They've taken their time. They also controlled their narrative in a way that we were just talking about, right? Like, can you Just don't make a bunch of weird promises. Don't get us all mad at, like, just bring it to us, right? So surprise is here, it's ready to go, and that's about to be out. So I mean, it looks like it's going to be fantastic. What got my attention a little bit more was my boy Richard Lewis, the journalist. My man is out in the sources, man. He got the anonymous source. He really did leak the news. He's a real journalist, this Richard Lewis fellow. Like, he really did leak that shit. They're at Counter-Strike like, who the fuck is Richard Lewis? Which one of y'all niggas knows? You know what's tight? This is so funny. Like, you can go look at LinkedIn and Instagram and shit, be like, which one of you knows Richard? And anybody that works there that does know Richard Lewis that didn't leak the news, come on now. Come on. They're getting called in HR today. This seems like some of our leaks don't seem like real leaks, but this one, because he put his name on it like that, he wanted to be like, no, it's like in the NFL when Adam Schefter is like, no, I broke that shit. Like Woj. This is like esports Woj.
That's what I was thinking, bro. I was like, my man got the Woj stamp. Like, nah, son, trust me. I know people. All right. Like I
my
said,
boy came out. Yeah. So I mean, let's take it. I did forget to say that's funny. I don't know why that reminded me, but I did see that old boy from The Simpsons, Joe McGinn. He looks like he's pretty cool. I went to go see that lead game designer. Looks like a good dude. That's all.
Like he drinks IPAs?
Honestly, he's just married to a black woman. And I was like, look at my boy. I was like, look at this dork over here doing this weird interview. I went to go look him up, and I was like, oh, all right. Oh, you know what? Nah. I got it mixed up with another white man. Hold on. We'll get to that later on.
Give this man a hand clap too for that, though. Before I get into this.
He's not that guy, pal.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I got him mixed up with another white. It'll come up later on.
Anyway.
He had a mad regular name. Joe McGinn, Richard Lewis. This is mad. We're just throwing around white guy names. All right.
So
it'll be funny when I get to it again later on. All right, I'm sorry.
So this is pretty big. New Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi was revealed by Bandai Namco. This was from Game Informer. Bandai Namco has revealed the new Dragon Ball Z game. Yesterday, the publisher released a short teaser trailer for the game, running less than a minute, that highlights footage from previous Budokai games before showcasing what appeared to be the new one. In the footage of the new game, we see Goku powering up, and then the words, "Get ready for battle. A new sparking begins," appear on screen. The might be called, in some variation, Dragon Ball Sparking. That's what the tweet calls if you use a Twitter's built-in translate function too. What? Sorry. But regardless, the trailer ends with a new Budokai Tenkaichi begins, quelling any doubt that this is a new game in the series that has laid dormant for 16 years. I have been on a full Dragon Ball Z kick. Literally, I was just vent ranting. I just watched Brawly like earlier this past week. So I'm pretty stoked for this. I got Kakarot. I think we have, what was the other one we have? Dragon Ball Quest or something like that. The one before that. But yeah, Xenoverse. Yeah. Which those were kind of mid. I got a little bored of those. I thought Xenoverse 2 was okay. I did get into that one for a while. But let's see, man. I'm stoked on this. I love my Dragon Ball Zs, man. That's the steez right there.
Did you guys play the ones on Super Nintendo? Did you guys play Butoden and Super Butoden? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The like Super Nintendo games?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, bro! I'm looking at it right now. This was everything on the emulators in 2001.
I only played bootlegs of those games.
I technically did too, because I only played it on on ROMs and emulators. Let me share this with you real quick.
Yo, man, just brought back a memory for me. I forgot about that,
bro. This right here, these little pointed feet. Right, these were the games. Yeah, it says here, this is from thegamer.com. Before fighting games dominated the Dragon Ball brand, the series video game was mainly composed of RPGs, always turn-based, often card-based. Interesting. Yeah, it goes through mad of the old games. See, this is even before me. I didn't play Gokuden. No, I played Butoden. That was my shit. This is my era right here. Huh. Well, continuing to be old gamers.
I
Staying
love
in our
those
health.
memes where it's like the old guy. It's like when you're standing in line at GameStop and it's like, I'll take one Dragon Ball Z, please. Like,
I
oh,
just
that's
have
it.
one. You
Yeah,
know
for
what?
for the PS5, it's like standing in
Oh,
line like you're buying cigarettes or something. Like, it's old as hell. Like, come on, man, let me just get my shit and leave. Don't make me
oh
do
man, this game is the shit. Now I found more videos. All right, sorry.
love it, man. So shout out to them, bro. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z carrying the culture. And then
This
lastly
game
for
got a huge. Sorry, not to cut you off. This game got like a
right,
huge, like mad people are hyped on this.
the Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
If
Yeah,
I could add,
like this
like that
specific
game,
Dragon Ball Z. What's that?
if it wasn't for that game, like a lot of the games that are out now that are on the same fighting, like I guess like realm, wouldn't be like because of that game. Like Xenoverse came out because eventually of that game.
This is the game I used to play. Butoden, it's so dope. Like you could jump in. You know they can fly. You could jump into the sky, so you can see up here. It shows like what plane you're on. You see that? So like when you're on the
Oh,
ground, see Piccolo's on the ground, and then Goku's flying. So you have to fly up, and then if you get close to each other, you share the same screen like this. It was truly ahead of its time. This game was so dope.
oh wow.
This was out in like 97 and 98. I was playing this on the old Gateway. But that's because I had the big cousins that would hook me up. Man, this game was the shit. They need to put this on cell phone. But also they were way ahead in the story than we were, which is funny. I was like, who are those guys? We're still in like the Cell series. I'm like, who's the
Fuck
other
that green
blonde
guy.
guys? His hair got really big. They must have fucked the characters up. All
That's funny.
right, my bad. Trip down memory
No,
lane.
you're good. And then to close it out here with the games, we got Hogwarts Legacy last gen ports delayed. Coming from GameSpot, Warner Bros. Games announced that the PS4 and Xbox One versions of Hogwarts Legacy have been delayed. Last gen editions will now launch on May 5th, 2023. Originally, Hogwarts Legacy was supposed to launch for the previous gen consoles on April 4th. So and then the Nintendo Switch version is still set to launch on July 25th. So, a month. That's not too bad, but still,
So they
these
gotta pause
delays,
the money
man.
train for like one tiny not even pause it, but like stop growing out of control for a tiny minute, maybe.
I feel like I'd be thinking too. I hate to use the word ignorantly about it, but like just too because it's like okay, they release the next gen versions. They make a shitload, a couple $100 million. What like
Don't say that quick. A couple hundred
you know
million
what I mean?
dollars.
But it's like if you make that much money and then it's like okay, we still got to drop this next one. It's like I'm thinking, what are you guys doing as developers? You know, like are they just now? How's how did the next gen stuff release like flawlessly, but the stuff that we've been using for years is delayed? Like I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just being ignorant about it. I'm not a fucking game designer, so I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, what really is the hard transfer between the PS5 and the 4 version? And
They
if
might.
it's that successful, why would you guys even be sleeping? In my opinion, you know what I mean. It's like y'all need to get this deadline out. What you don't see how successful this just was? Like why would we got HBO contracts lined up for continuation shows? Like no, y'all niggas ain't like knock this shit out. Like, you know what I mean? Like you'll get your bonus, don't
Yeah,
worry about that. But it's like I don't understand why if it's a platform that you all been had, like what could be the delay there?
I
What's
don't know. I
the commit?
feel that, but also like with my business hat on, I'm like, what's the like? Well, okay. On the one side, it's like something has to be taking long. Like I have no, like you're saying, I have no clue what it takes to complete this, but something has to be taking a long time. But on the other end, again, business wise, who are they? Like, what consumer are they losing? Like, who's going to be like, you know what? Waiting too long. Who like only has PS4 and like whatever the last Xbox is, and is like, you know what? It's been too long. Fuck this game. I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're losing any consumers. The people that want to play this game have been waiting for forever. They've only heard great things about it. Everyone's raving and going nuts, and they're sitting at home like, when can I play it? So, I mean, if I'm Hogwarts or whatever, I'm like, hey, you know what we're going to not do? We're not going to fuck it up. So wait until it's perfect, and I'm not going to put it out a day early because we're not losing any consumers day over day. If they put this shit out in 6 months, they'd be like, all right, sure. What do you think?
I think that's where that voice comes from. I think again, it doesn't really affect me, but I speak from being someone on like last console that's just waiting. You know what I mean? Like you see all of the videos, all the content, all that shit. You know what I mean? And you're just all right, guys. Like by the time I think of the Jim Gaffigan skit, remember when he was like, "Hey, I just saw Heat." Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like everyone's gonna be like, yeah, that came out like forever ago. Cool, like cool. You know what I
We were
mean? Like by
talking
the time
about
this shit
that with
comes
the
out,
old libraries, though, like where they're putting out the old games, and just my older brother is like, awesome, I'll play, whatever, Max Payne 3 or something in 2023. People are playing it, man. There's people going on YouTube that are already watching all the videos and already know all the different stories and are just, as soon as I get my chance, I'm trying to put myself in the mind of an NFL player. Remember that? Trying to put myself in the mind of a Greg Jennings. That's to put the team on his back, though. That video is classic. But I'm just thinking, if I love video games enough that I'm still playing an old, old PC or an old last generation console, I might be hanging in there. Hogwarts is big, and the Switch players aren't going nowhere, man. It's slim pickings for Switch bros. Moving into a little preview, I got us a little double preview today. Actually, I don't know if you guys saw Dead Island 2. I saw some visuals of it, and I thought that was crazy. So I was like, maybe we'll take a look at their extended gameplay trailer, which is mad long. I know that's Shad's favorite game. He loves him some Dead Island. But we're not going to watch that whole trailer. It's like 15 minutes. But before that, I thought this might be kind of funny and silly to look at. This just came straight to my Instagram. I just got, I get the wildest ads because of the things we talk about and, all the links and things I save for the notes and stuff. But it was like a movie poster with a whole bunch of little like white people faces, like he's not that into you style. And then they had a guy in the middle with a PlayStation controller and a headset on, and it said, "We need to talk." And I was like, "Is this a video gamers? Is this a movie? Is this like a movie for like 30-year-old video game people?" And it looks like it totally is. So I thought maybe I'd play the trailer for you guys for a second, so you can look at this gamers movie, written by our new favorite white person, Todd Wolfe. This is the man that I realized is actually married to a black woman, and he's the guy. I was like, "Who made this movie? And is he a gamer?" So I went to go check him out, and I seen his Instagram, and I was like, "Look at your boy, fuck, you know what I mean?
Give this man a hand clap, son.
Give this man the hand claps that he deserves." That's for you, Todd Wolfe, and we're gonna give your movie a little shout out. Here we go.
I don't know why you play your games so late when you're here all day.
Because I film videos during the day, Allie. Come on. He knows.
What I know is the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night to stay healthy.
Well, the average adult also doesn't run one of the biggest video game channels on the internet. What up, Scotties? It's your boy, Great Scott. We about to get all up in this video.
Oh, Scott, you know what?
You're an idiot.
So I was thinking,
You suck.
after I get home tonight,
Shut up. Get out of here.
we need to talk.
Damn, you're toast! I've been telling her to kick your ass in the
Rip.
crib for years.
There's nothing worse in the world than when someone.
Oh, look at this game chat.
You're worrying about absolutely nothing, all right?
You never thought that she might be pregnant?
That is not possible.
I knew you guys like little.
A little kid.
She's on the pill.
Yeah, penis.
Is that Mike?
God, I wish my lady mates
That's
played
right.
video games.
This morning, before she left, she said, we need to talk, and I wasn't paying attention. Look, I'm just trying to find her so that we can talk.
Yeah, that's trouble.
Hello?
Oh, he got a black friend that he games with.
Might be out in these streets.
You know what? She's not out in these streets. so-
I'm actually not mad at this concept.
She's gonna tell you, you have a little.
You bathed. So what are the comments saying?
She's got a new sugar daddy. She's smooching another pickle. She's got erectile dysfunction? That doesn't make sense.
Since when do you even care about comments?
Have you met me? How to talk to your girlfriend.
I think we get the concept. I'm fading it out. That was kind of funny. I mean, it's definitely corny, but maybe corny in like the okay way. I'm not mad at the fact that it's like based on him going through the obvious premise of him with his girlfriend breaking up with him, whatever, that's fine. But he's going through it with his friends that are all gamers, and it shows them, which of course, if you're listening, you can't see. but it shows them all in their own stages of life. Like one of their friends looked like he was a teenager, but the other, they're all different races, ethnicities, ages, but they're also like at home with their own families. It shows them very much
Like
in
the
their
dad
own
with the
homes.
kids running around.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm going through this with my friends. Some of my friends, like, and then they had the guy with the mustache. Some of my friends maybe live close. Some of them maybe don't. Some I hang out with and have known for a long time. Some maybe are newer, like right, like the kid that he definitely hasn't known for a long time. But like from that perspective, that's not something that I've seen accurately portrayed, honestly, anywhere ever. Have you ever seen that anywhere like
No, I
that?
thought that was that's funny.
That's
That's a
what made me
very
want to go
good.
look and see who, because it was written and directed by the same guy. It made me want to go look and see, like, it's giving this guy has kids and plays video games. You know, like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, that was displayed in a very like
Authentic.
firsthand. Yeah, very authentic way. Like you gotta live that to know and to be able to showcase it like from the different perspectives and let just everything you just said. Yeah, that's a very firsthand experience.
Right.
way,
The
way
only
to
thing
put
I
it.
think is actually silly now that I think about it is that he's this like over 1 million subscribers gamer and all his friends are like regular gamers. It's like, fuck out of
Right.
here. We're not just hanging out, me and you playing with Doc. It's like, oh, just one of us is crazy famous and the rest of us just hang out on stream. Fair enough. You know what? They're getting there. Everything can't be perfect. I'm going to share this screen so we can take a look at Dead Island real quick. This one, I might share some audio, but it was mostly the visuals that looked really impressive.
Yeah, let me see some people getting
Even for
hacked,
one of
dog.
these games here. This is it here. I'll skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, they were hacking. So I just thought I'd read this from Forbes while we were at it. Dead Island 2 has been in development hell for literal years now. More than 10 if you want to get picky. Rumblings about the game started sometime in 2012, and then soon before its scheduled 2015 release date, publisher Deep Silver announced that development duties for the ill-fated sequel were changing hands completely, essentially destabilizing the future of the entire project. Skip ahead the video a little bit. Fast forward to 2023. Hey, fast forward. And first-person horror underdog Dead Island 2, somewhat miraculously, is actually headed toward an official retail release on April 21st. Oh, soon. This is via current developer Dambuster Studios from Homefront Revolution, of course. And it's gracing all the usual gaming platforms minus the woefully underpowered Nintendo Switch. Ouch. What do we think? Doesn't this look kind of crazy? Like the visuals, it looks more impressive than any other horror game I've seen. Like I like the approach they're taking. They're dialing up the blood, guts, and gore to like 100.
It's a more gory Dying Light. Good Dying Light's the combat's very similar to this.
How many of these same games are there? Like Dying Light, I may have thought this was the same game as the one we were talking about earlier. Who's the other Dead Guy game? We talked about another
Dead by Daylight?
There it is. How many? To me, a lot of these are very similar.
That looks very fun. That looks like a very satisfying combat system, though.
It did.
Looks
That
very
like
gory.
I think that's the reason I wanted to take a look at it. Is again visually, it felt different than like to me. All those games were kind of the same. They're fun for a few minutes, whatever. But that one, like it looked like a little bit more satisfying, right? Like some games are like Titanfall we talk about. It's really satisfying the movement. That one looked like the combat was really satisfying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that first person like punch through your shit.
Anyway,
like,
splats. I don't know. Maybe that's not healthy that we're so into that. But it looked fun.
I was thinking about on the back end, like luckily we're kind of mature enough and we've been playing enough games. You know what I mean? I feel like we're fine. But games like that, I'd be feeling like, dude, that's gonna damage some kids. Some little teenager's gonna grow up playing that, and then next you know, gonna turn into a bath salts kid version 2 or something.
Look, hot take. If that's the type of thing that you're into, like if you see a video game of smashing someone's head and you're like, I should do that, you're already broken.
That's it. That's how I've always felt. That's what they tried saying. I'm sorry, but I remember watching something recently about the Columbine shootings, and because they played Grand Theft Auto, do you remember hearing that? That because they were all into Grand Theft Auto, and they thought that that's why that they went on the shooting spree, and everyone was like, no, they did that because they wanted to.
They were fucked up. Have you ever? Have you
didn't push them to do that?
Have you heard the last podcast series on Columbine?
No.
Oh, you should check it out. They did like a 4-part series. It's really good. Yeah, they totally tried to blame like video games and like comic books and shit, and it was absolute bullshit. Yeah, you know, LPOTL is my shit, but they did like
Yeah.
a 5-part, four or 5
Oh.
part. And they did it years ago, but it's really comprehensive and good. Go check that out.
But anyways, this does look fun though. I'm trying to hack some people up.
Let's get to it. We're
I
gonna
like
start.
doing that in my free time. It's a good aggression reliever. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. And not this weekend, but next weekend, I am coming down to San Diego so we can do a live pod. Hey. Live pod's on the books. Also, I'm hyped there. E3, the tickets are out, so I am applying for our industry tickets right now. I made sure I didn't do that while we were on the pod because I wanted to get carried away. But take a look out for your boys at E3 this year. We'll show up, huh? Take a couple field trips for No Randoms. That's all we got this week. We will be back at you live next Thursday on the Comic-Con Radio Network and on a podcast and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. It's just technically different near you. That's all for us. We out.
No randoms.